Okay, year six. So today we're going to be writing your draft for your final outcome. So you should have a plan from yesterday, which is divided into at least four different sections. The introduction, at least two paragraphs in the main body of the letter, and then a conclusion. So before we do that, I would like to recap with you the key features of a letter. Now, this is something that we've done an awful lot of times this year, so hopefully this will be a recap for you. So I'm looking at this, and you're going to be writing a persuasive letter. You are persuading the rabbits to stop what they're doing, to change their opinion, and you're writing as a native, as an Aboriginal person from within um, that time period. Now, if we're going to have a look at this letter formation, now these names are um, names that you can use on your letter. This date would fit with the time, and I'd like us to just think very quickly about what it is that this is. So what is this up here? Who can remember? Have a think. Okay, so that is the your or the writer's address. Okay, so this one in here, which address is this? Who's this for? That's the person who's going to receive the letter. That's their address. Okay, this one here, self-explanatory. Obviously the date that the letter's written, and this is who you're writing to. Okay, so I'd like to see that set up at the top of your draft. Okay, so all of you will have this section, and then you'll underneath that start with your introduction. Okay, so when we're thinking about writing, now just because we're at home, it doesn't mean that our standards need to drop, and the same success criteria applies. So your handwriting is really important. This is going to be your final outcome, and I will be marking this as if it was your final outcome. So you need to make sure your handwriting is, as you know, joined, okay, and really neat. You need to be using year 6 spellings, and later in this video I've got the word mats that you would use in school, so you can pause it on there, make sure you're using them. I don't mind whether you do that before or whether you edit them in afterwards. And please use a dictionary if you've got one, or you've got access to the internet to be able to access this video, so you could use the internet, the online dictionary, like you would in school on an iPad. Okay, so clear paragraphing, you've got that in your plan. So make sure that becomes really clear in your writing. Leave a line, use an indent, however you want to show me, please make sure that's really clear. Now, you need to be using persuasive language. You are trying to persuade the leader of the rabbits to change their opinion, change their behavior, change what they're doing to you and your culture. So you need to be persuasive. You need to be using all of those techniques that we've talked about, getting them to question what they're doing in order to make a difference. I'd also like you to use a wide range of vocabulary and a wide range of punctuation. So year 6 punctuation, parenthesis, brackets, dashes, be thinking about colons, semicolons. Could you include a list that uses semicolons? Lots of different ways that you can get that punctuation into your letter to make it really clear that this is written by a year 6 pupil. To give you a helping hand, a bit of a start, we've got some sentence starters here that could become really useful for you. So again, you can flick back to the video, pause on these parts if you need to use your sentence starters. And there is the year 5-6 spellings. So again, you can come on to these, pause the video if you need to, and make sure that you've got a good number of those in your writing. As a bit of a starter, I have written what I might include in my introduction. And again, I wouldn't want you to copy this word for word, but if you want to take parts of this, then that's great. If you're really struggling, you want to use this as your start, then you could use this as your starter and then come back later to edit it. If you're struggling to get started, use this, continue your letter, and then you might want to come back and change this later once you've got going. So that is up to you, and I'm going to really look forward to seeing this writing sent in. Now, remember what I always say about your draft. The more effort you put into your draft, the less work you're going to have to do to make it a really high quality piece of Year 6 writing. So if you're going to be spending time editing out simple mistakes that you know are non-negotiables, you're not going to have as much time to edit and improve your work to take it to that next level. So please make sure you're really focused, and I really look forward to seeing your drafts sent through to me on Class Dojo later.